Termites, the secret queens of woodlands. Termites are responsible for about 11% of all natural emissions of methane to the atmosphere, which is one of the most important greenhouse gases and largely involved in the process of global warming. Such high numbers have led scientists to consider termites as one of the best natural bioconverters and to study their possible use as fuel producers. But what is the secret of termites? What is it that allows them to feed on wood and to be so efficient in their degradation? To find out, we must look inside them. Into their gut. The intestine of these subterranean termites is full of various kinds of unicellular organisms. Organisms that occupy up to 90% of the volume and involving up to 1/3 of the total weight of the termite. They are symbiotic organisms. Organisms that have established a special relationship with the termite. A mutual beneficial relationship is called symbiosis. Among these organisms, there are many species of protists and bacteria that live only inside the intestine of these termites, and some species of wood-eating cockroaches. And it's thanks to their study that scientists have come to discover, at least in part, the evolutionary line that led from the common ancestor with the roaches to the current termites. Because of this close evolutionary relationship, it makes sense to consider termites as small, social wood roaches. In the intestine of these subterranean termites of the genus Reticulotermes have been identified 20 different species of these symbiont protozoa. Of all these species, the most spectacular are those belonging to the genus Trichonympha. They're a relatively large species, between 150 and 250 microns in length, exhibiting a characteristic oval shape and a dense hair formed by long flagella. If we focus on one of these protozoa, we can see the pieces of wood that have been eaten and is being digested. This process of digestion of wood also hides another secret. More than 100,000 bacteria can live inside a single protozoan, many of which are involved in the degradation of wood. They are bacteria called endosymbionts because they live inside and have also established a symbiotic relationship with the protozoa. They resemble the traditional Russian nesting dolls, an organism into another, which in turn is inside another, and so on. And the wonderful result of this process of nesting organisms is the decomposition of wood. Recycling of all matter and energy that trees have accumulated in the form of wood. Along with the big Trichonympha protozoa, many smaller others appear. All of them have been given weird names like Deinonympha, Pisonympha, Holomastigotes, and Trichomythus. And all of them share the same fondness of the cellulose that reaches the gut of the termite. But what really happens to that cellulose? Many of these symbiotic protozoa and bacteria can produce cellulase, the enzyme capable of breaking down cellulose chains and release their components. This biochemical reaction is called hydrolysis because water is one of the key elements in the process. Cellulase uses water molecules to break the chemical bonds by which glucose molecules are joined. Thus, it breaks down cellulose into glucose, which is much easier to incorporate into both symbiont and termite metabolism. Simultaneously, another equally important process is taking place inside the termite gut. The incorporation of a key chemical element for life. Nitrogen. The diet of termites, cellulose-based, is very rich in carbon, but very poor in nitrogen. And nitrogen is essential for the synthesis of such important molecules as proteins and nucleic acids. The incorporation of nitrogen is provided by other tiny symbionts of termites. Bacteria. And largely by a very special group of bacteria called spirochetes. Spirochetes are long and undulated bacteria which can swim freely in the termite gut. Their numbers are enormous and in some cases constitute nearly half of all bacteria living here. Apparently alien to all the complicated processes taking place inside them, termites continue with their relentless work to build galleries sufficient to keep ideal conditions of humidity and temperature in their secret underground world.